The Buff Geek podcast is sponsored by Alpha Fitness. Contact Alpha Fitness today at alpha-fitness.co.uk or 07597 088 056 for all of your fitness needs. Hashtag AYG. What's happening, guys? It's the Buff Geek here, along with a special guest. Who might it be?
It's me, David Stobie, here to help out Johnny with his thinking.
Well, actually, David is helping me out a whole bunch tonight because the only reason you're listening to this is probably due to him, because I couldn't get the damn thing onto iTunes at all. I can't even tell you why I couldn't do it, because I'm completely lost as to what it was. So maybe we can discuss the problems with getting a podcast uploaded if you are, afflicted with the buffness and not enough geekery.
Well, I mean, it was following the instructions on SoundCloud, really, to start with. And that sounds really like I'm trying to put Johnny down. That's not what I'm doing here. It's just not very clear how to add it to an RSS feed and get it onto iTunes. Once we got it sorted like that, we then had a problem with the image for the podcast, which was just not the right dimensions according to Apple's standards or whatever. So once we got that sorted, it only took us, an hour and a half?
Only an hour and a half of podcast time was wasted there, but well, not wasted. It's absolutely invested, because otherwise no one would actually be able to listen to this. And all six of you are probably really enjoying it, enjoying it right now.
Hi, Mum.
Hey, other Stobie. The problem I had was that I was using WordPress for the RSS feed, and I didn't even know what an RSS feed is, and I'm not quite sure that I understand what it is now. But I don't understand it. David said...
No, I don't understand it either.
But apparently there's one on SoundCloud. So if you were trying to put a podcast together, just use SoundCloud, and everything else pretty much is irrelevant. Yeah?
I would agree. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to throw out there that we're probably going to swear a little bit in this. I definitely am. I might have had a Guinness or two. So I'm feeling a little bit loose, fast and loose with the swears.
Stay back.
Yeah. But also, this is going to be, or it's meant to be, a review of Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice, not the special, what's it called?
Extended cut.
Not the extended cut, which I did just watch. Have you seen the extended
No.
cut? No. Okay. Well, I'll give my views on that after we've talked about the other one. And I don't think it was going to affect you too much.
Nah.
Yes, you don't mind. So it's going to be some spoilers there if you've not seen the film. So you probably want to go and watch that and then come back to this. And with the swearing. So if you've got sensitive ears, apologies in advance.
It's kind of like giving them homework, isn't it? It's like, if you want to listen to us, you must go watch this first.
You've got to go watch this. Yeah, it's like, go watch this film and come back and let me know what you think of it. You know? Like when the teacher gave you the homework. Exactly that. So, in terms of Batman versus Superman, I was so pumped for this film when I heard it was coming out. I am more of a Marvel guy. I always have been. And of course, Batman and Superman, I would say, are the two biggest superheroes. I don't think anyone could really argue that. What's your opinion on that?
You've got to agree, to be honest. They are the sort of staple of DC. They are their main sort of income or whatever, aren't they? And yeah, I would agree that they are actually bigger than any single Marvel character, despite what the MCU has done for Marvel. No, I would agree with that.
See, I would think that Superman merchandise or Batman merchandise probably would beat, choosing one of them on their own would probably beat the Avengers as a group, potentially. Not in terms of including the movie franchise now, but just in terms of actual merchandise separately from the movies, I would think it would probably win out.
Mm-hmm. I think Batman's is it not one of the biggest selling comics out there?
I could
be wrong.
I think in terms of comics, it's one of the few that are still selling really well, although as much as comics have not been selling so great recently, there's actually been a bump, I read, in the last couple of months.
Is it?
That more people are buying comics, yeah. And it could be because, is this true? Is Iron Man a woman now?
Yep. Iron Man is there's more spoilers coming up. With
Oh yeah, so spoilers. So basically, spoilers on comics, and we're going to try and keep a professional head on this, but we might go away to the toilet, or we might go away and get a drink. So yeah, I'm sure you'll all enjoy our non-professionalism here, like someone playing on their phone, for example.
Yeah, I'm trying to look
Oh,
for her
you're
name
searching.
again.
Okay.
Riri Williams, that's it. Riri Williams is like a 17-year-old tech genius from MIT who builds an Iron Man costume, armour, whatever, from scratch, and is set to become the new Iron Man. I don't know how it fits. I've not read up to the point where she's into it yet, but I don't know how it fits with Tony Stark as well.
So Tony Stark, is he dead?
No. It's part of the Invincible Iron Man series, I think. But it's still happening at the moment. It's ongoing.
Oh,
It's part of Marvel's sort of dive into diversity, if you will.
Oh, diversity.
Yes.
Does that mean anything but a white man?
So basically, so when the cast for the film,
Yep.
she'll be played by like Kate Blanchett or Tilda Swinton.
She can't be played by one of them. They're too old. They're not diverse enough.
No, well, go listen to Johnny's first podcast for his thoughts on this one.
Oh yeah, you want to listen to the first podcast. What was it titled? It was called Whitewashing and Gender Swaps, and I kind of complained about the fact that, go listen to it. That's more homework for you. Anyway, so Batman versus Superman. Oh my god. What have we done? Like 10 minutes of not talking about the topic we said we were going to talk about. Have you ever listened to Joe Rogan's podcast, by the way? No. So Joe Rogan, you can thank me for this cheap plug, but he does like 3-hour podcasts. Yeah. They're great to listen to. So good. I've only listened to 2 or 3 of the 3-hour ones. One was with Russell Brand, and one was with Misha Tate, just before she lost the title, and she is absolutely gorgeous and such a sweetheart. She's really nice. I didn't say that, Kenny. I didn't say that. Anyway, Batman versus Superman. You've had enough time to come out of this so that you're not going to have any spoilers. So anyone complains to me about spoilers, you can suck a dick.
There's the swearing.
There's the swearing. So I've been looking forward to it for ages. I think everyone had been waiting to see BVS. And I used to be big into comics, and I've not really... I tried getting back into them recently, and it's actually kind of hard, because... Oh, steady on. Not that sort of hard. It is hard to get back into comics if you've left them for a while, because it's like, where do you start? And which Earth do you go to? Or what is it, Earth 616 and all this kind of stuff in Marvel?
616 is the main Marvel one, I think.
Yeah, and then there's the DC versions, which has got a different kind of...
But they kind of go with Earth 1, Earth 2. It's a bit more logical.
Yeah. Well, a bit easier for us to keep up with. With that in mind, I wonder what Earth 1 in Marvel would be, unless Earth 1
I think the main one is 616.
Do you think that would mean... I think there's a possibility that you could say that DC and Marvel are indeed in the same universe, and Earth 1 is like if Superman became prominent, and Earth 616 as if he didn't exist.
Have you read Secret Wars and Battleworld? In Marvel?
No, I haven't.
So general gist of it is Marvel wanted to kill off all their strange random universes and stuff like that, so they did, and they brought it all back into one.
Excuse me.
Spoilers.
I think they know there's spoilers now.
Yeah.
But I suppose we should really say that before each random segue. So everyone I think had been waiting to see that, whether you're a comic fan or not. I was, and I knew that. Maybe I'm wrong with this. I hope I'm right. I remember Batman kicking Superman's ass in the comic books, right?
In The Dark Knight Returns, which is what they quoted at the sort of... When they announced they were doing the film, they quoted from Batman Returns. Not Batman Returns, The Dark Knight Returns, which was a Mark Millar graphic novel.
Okay.
And in that, Batman kicks Superman's ass.
Yeah, it is Mark Millar, isn't it? Why was that? And I presume he had kryptonite, but was one of them evil in the comic book? But
no, it
not
was.
In the movie?
Batman came out of retirement, took out a few people, but the president wasn't happy with it and told Superman to shut him down, basically. And so he tried talking to him, he wouldn't do it, so eventually they had a fight. But Batman, being Batman, was prepared, and he had Oliver Queen to help him out. and
I'm not sure who Oliver Queen is either. Who's
Green
that?
Arrow.
Right, okay.
So he had Green Arrow to help him out, and he fired an arrow at Superman. Superman caught it, and then
But just like that scene in the movie.
Exactly.
With the... Was it an arrow or was it a bullet?
Was that an arrow? I don't know.
He grabbed something and then it exploded in his face. All over his face.
That's one of the things I like about the movie is there's a lot of references to different things. What I will say though is it's also one of the film's downfalls because they could have elaborated a lot more on these different points and
okay, yeah,
brought them in. But we can talk about that.
Well, what I think we should do is maybe talk about some of the points we enjoyed about the film. I'll talk about some of the things that I thought were positives, and then David will talk about his ones. And I'm going to call him David, I'm going to call him Stobie, and I'll probably even call him Ian a couple of times, because I know his brother, I've known his brother for longer, and I've always called him Stobie, so I'm going to call him maybe 3 names.
I've been called worse.
Yeah.
Or you in the bushes.
That was you?
Maybe.
Well, fun times. They're not sure if we're serious or not. I'm not sure if you're serious or not.
I'm not sure if I'm serious.
I would be quite impressed though, because I live quite far up, you know. Yeah, so talk about things we liked about the film, maybe talk about things that we didn't like so much about the film, and then try and wrap it up a little bit. And I might throw in a little bit of the Ultimate Edition special cut flavour at the end. So, would you like to go first? Talk about things you liked, or shall I go first?
I'll mention the first thing I liked. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, okay. Right, let's hear about Wonder Woman.
Actually, to be honest, I think she was underused for most of the film, and then she was just kind of brought in for the... Without her, it wasn't going to be a sort of introduction to the Justice League.
That's true.
It was just going to be Batman, it was just going to be Superman. We've seen them in films before. You had the references, the quick moments where you've seen The Flash, you've seen Cyborg, but without Wonder Woman getting involved in that fight, it was just Batman and Superman having a wee Barney, and then joining forces in the old cliche.
Yeah, that's true. Although I always wondered if they should have bothered including Dawn of Justice in terms of having the Justice League introduced into it. And I actually feel that it probably worked quite well, because they really need to catch up in a way. Mm. And I suppose if they did a whole bunch of standalone films, people have said that they wish they did a standalone film for each character, the way Marvel did it. Why didn't they do it Marvel did it? Well, because Marvel did it that way. Mm. And I think that's a good enough reason. And I think that people might feel that it's a bit of a rip-off.
Is it not disrespectful to the character, though, to not give them that development time?
Yeah, but I think if they're going back into it, I mean, we're pretty used to prequels and stuff now. Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
There's a Wonder Woman one coming out. Well, next year, is it?
Yeah, I think it is next year. It might be 2018, but I feel like it's 2017, and I think 2018 is Batman, and then Superman the next month, I believe. I could be very wrong with that, but Wonder Woman I thought was a great part of the film. Mm. Apart from the fact that, and I'm assured that her name is actually Gal Gadot, not Gal Gadot.
Right.
People pronounce it Gal Gadot, so I'm going to go with that. You can call her whatever you want. Apart from the fact that she is stunningly beautiful, I don't think that can be argued.
No.
I don't think there was anything. I think, was she a model before? Was that what it was, or something?
I think so. She was also in Fast and Furious films as well.
Yeah, she was The Rock's pal, basically, his second in command, right?
Was she?
I think so. I think she was in the 5th one, and I believe she used to be a model. And I watch a show called Movie Talk, Collider Movie Talk, and John Campea was not complaining. Yeah, complaining. I was going to say bitching. Complaining, definitely complaining that he thinks that her performance is really bad, and some critics say it is, and some critics say it isn't. And I find nothing wrong with her performance. I don't think. I think she's a highlight of the film. Mm-hmm. And when she came in, when Doomsday fires that shot of Batman and Batfleck's like, oh shit, and then it's blocked, and then that music starts pumping in, that fucking guitar solo for Wonder Woman. Oh my god, I was super pumped in the theater for that. I was really pumped.
That was a cool moment. That was a really good moment.
And I think her interactions with Ben Affleck, with Bruce Wayne, were really good. I think they've got a really believable chemistry.
Yeah.
Much better than Jersey Girl. which is with his wife at the time, I believe.
Oh, right, no.
That's the one with Jennifer Lopez.
I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
Do you know what? It's actually okay. She dies at the start. Spoiler: Jennifer Lopez dies, and Ben Affleck plays the part of the dutiful.
Wait.
He's a
Is
father.
Jersey Girl the one with Liv Tyler?
Yes.
I have seen it, actually.
And well, maybe I'm combining two films, but I'm sure that was one.
No, that sounds about right, actually.
I'm sure that was one. Yeah, with Jennifer Lopez at the start, and she dies.
Yeah, the wife subjected me to that one at one point, and it was actually not.
Don't blame
bad.
her.
No, it was her choice, but I'm saying it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it. I've always liked Ben Affleck, actually. I preferred Daredevil to Spider-Man when they first came out.
I have discussions with my mates all the time about this, or debates, because one, surprising, I have mates. Two,
Geeks have mates.
I thought Ben Affleck was not a bad Matt Murdock.
No, I thought he was really good. I think the problems with Daredevil were Jennifer Garner.
Yep, I would agree with that. She wasn't Elektra.
No.
Under
Colin
any other
Farrell?
character, she might have been alright. We never miss.
Oh, awful. Isn't he meant to be? He is Irish, right? How can he be Irish and have a faker Irish accent than you? Yeah, there was a lot of problems with the film. Ben Affleck and the guy who played the Kingpin,
Michael Clark
Duncan, were definitely not it. They were both very good, and I don't think the storyline was awful either.
There's an example of reverse whitewashing. Kingpin is classically a white man.
Yeah,
Just
that's true.
throw
No
it
one
out
complained about that. Could have went to some big ass white dude.
Exactly.
Who would be a big ass white dude at that time who was bald, or you could shave anyone's head, I suppose.
Big Show.
Big Show could have been the Big Show. You've seen the Big Show pimp about in a suit with a cigar. I've seen him, and he definitely suits it. Paul White could have had that gig, So there you go. There's going to be a loser and a winner in all categories. So apparently we're talking about Daredevil now, but
Let's
we're going
get back to Batman.
Batman and Superman. So we've got Wonder Woman, who we both agree is a really good part of the film. Another standout for I think just about everyone, and the main selling point on the film was Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah, I thought he was okay. For me, it's going to be really hard to ever get Batman right. The animated movies do it a lot better.
Okay.
But for me, and I've not seen Suicide Squad, but I can't imagine Jared Leto's done it, but Batman and the Joker, I think, are two of the hardest characters to get right. And I don't think anyone's done it yet.
No?
No.
Well, for me, the problem with Batman is that I grew up with Michael Keaton.
Oh, that is a problem.
And I'm always going to think of Batman to a certain extent as Michael Keaton. You know? I actually liked Val Kilmer's version, and then when I watched it back just last year, I realised it wasn't great. And George Clooney's version was, well, shit.
I haven't watched that film.
Have you not?
I got halfway through it and I was like, nah.
Did you get to the point where they have a bat credit card?
No.
Right, well, long story short, Batman and Robin have an argument over Poison Ivy, and then Batman pulls out a credit card and says, it's got a bat some more, and he's like, never leave the house without it. And you're like, oh, fucking hell.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, he wasn't any good. Christian Bale was, but then because The Dark Knight Rises sucked so badly and was so, like, the storyline in the film was awful, it just ruined the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
And I think Christian Bale got lost in the shuffle by the second film because it was blatantly just about Heath Ledger.
Who was very, very good as the Joker, but again, I personally think Mark Hamill plays the best Joker, but he doesn't visually play him, he's just a voice for him.
So is the problem for you that they're not
hitting the level of insanity?
Right.
The right level. It's hard to put a pin
because
on.
There's quite a few different versions of the Joker about
Yeah.
in the comic books. So are you feeling like each person that's played him or Batman in the movies have just chosen this one area and not made it diverse enough? Is that your girlfriend? Or is
If
it your
you call
wife?
Steve my girlfriend, I.
Sometimes I do call Steve your girlfriend. Excuse me. I think it's interesting that you have these different versions. I mean, Jack Nicholson playing the Joker really, if we're honest, was Jack Nicholson
Being Jack Nicholson.
having a couple of lines, wearing a funny outfit, pretty much, and being told that, right, you have it'd be like him playing a tabletop Dungeons and Dragons game. You know, pretend that you're a millionaire mob boss, and there's this horrible Batman gimmick that's coming after you, and he would just react exactly the same. So I'm not sure. It wasn't much of a stretch. Now, it was great, but we only love it because Jack Nicholson's a fucking badass, you know, and just a cool guy. But he was basically just Jack Nicholson, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So he wasn't really the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And then Heath Ledger wasn't a Joker that... Heath Ledger seemed to be more a Joker that was from standalone graphic novels. You know, the ones that were drawn in that kind of really dark... It was almost all black and green.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know, like... That was an artwork style that I never really liked.
Mm-hmm.
So he was not really a Joker that I'd experienced that much in the comics. And like I said, I was a Marvel guy, so I hadn't read that much of him for that much DC stuff. I think you might be right with Mark Hamill just hitting a lot of marks, but then you've not seen Suicide Squad.
No, it's true. I haven't yet, so I can't.
No. I can say that he's very different to Heath Ledger. In fact,
He had to be.
He's almost the exact opposite of Heath Ledger in every single way. And just from a visual standpoint, Heath Ledger is dishevelled and messy looking, and then Jared Leto is very stylised.
Like a Hot Topic pimp.
Yes.
Right, okay.
He's absolutely stylised. Even his car is pristine and amazing. And just from the imagery alone, you can kind of get the idea that it's a different Joker.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see it. It's
Oh, I will be.
We'll talk about that at some point. If you can see it soon, then the two Stobies and myself can talk about it. So Ben Affleck, I still think is a really good Batman.
I still agree.
I find Ben Affleck very watchable. I think the fact that he was really jacked for it, he had to be heavy swole to contend with Batman. He couldn't be that lean style of fighter. He had to get the bulk on as well to look comparable to Henry Cavill. And I think he played both parts. I think it was really nice how he could do the kind of, oh, I'm sorry, where's the bathroom? You know, nice shoes, and then quickly change and be like, well, you know what? You guys write a whole bunch of crap about Superman, so maybe you want to cram it, Clark. You know, he could change between pretend to be drunk and then be, and which paper is this? Is this the one I own? You know, being the rich asshole. Although I think Christian Bale's better. If you want a rich asshole, Christian Bale, you can't be beat for it. Just with his experience in American Psycho, and then bringing that towards Bruce Wayne, it's hard to beat him as an asshole. But I think the voice also let him down. You know, the bat. Yeah. Where are they? You know, the Batman voice definitely let Bale down in a way, but then this film copied it, but they used a synthesizer for the voice most of the time.
I can't remember that, to be honest.
Yeah, they did that for a, certainly when he was in the big robot, the Iron Batman suit, I don't know what you call it. But I found Ben Affleck to be, you know, very watchable. Like, I must see a film with him as Batman. I was really worried when they got bad reviews that he might have said, well, you know what, I'm not going to touch this anymore. Let's give us another plus point of the film.
Well, going back to what I was saying earlier about references, I loved all the different references in the film.
Okay.
You've got, obviously, Justice League #1. You've got Batman vs Superman / The Dark Knight Returns. Some of the fight sequences were almost straight out of the Arkham games.
Oh, were they?
Well, in my eyes, anyway. Like, you've got there's a fight sequence in the White House when he's rescuing Superman's mum, who has the same name, so that makes them buddies.
So that was referenced in a comic book at some point?
On
the game?
The game, it was stylized, I would say, almost like the game, with the sort of
excuse me,
the flowing movements and using the gadgets and taking out a room full of people. You had that. Excuse me as well. There was someone else I was going to say. Oh, the dream sequence. You know the dream sequence where Yeah.
Okay, yep, go for it, yep.
Was, in my eyes, a reference to the Injustice series.
Injustice Gods Among Us.
Yeah, and the comics as well to go with it, where, like Flash has said to Bruce in that dream, you know, save Lois, whatever it was he said.
Yep.
Because she was the catalyst for Superman basically policing the world and having the whole Superman's regime versus Batman's rebellion kind of thing.
Oh, so there's a comic book arc of that.
Yes, it's very, very good. It's based on the game, so it's quite unique. No one's safe. People get killed off left, right, and centre.
So it's Batman, Superman, Game of Thrones style, HBO style.
It's definitely worth looking at. It's the Injustice series. Yeah.
Okay.
So there was that as well, which I quite liked as a reference, but some of it just felt out of place. Felt like they were just trying to cram too much into one film.
Okay, we'll get to that. I'm just going to close this door real quick. I left it open and the window's open, so it's kind of... You need to talk. You can't have dead space.
Oh no!
You must talk all the time. Otherwise we'll
the
lose.
Rules of the podcast.
Yes, now we're down to 5 listeners. Holy shit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mom, why'd you switch off?
Mom. Well, I can't... Can I call her Mum?
If you want.
Okay, fine. I will. Mom. I watched Highlander the other night.
Oh,
the
right.
Croc is the best. Yeah. So, I think a part of BBS that I really, really enjoyed, and I don't really know many people that did, was Jesse Eisenberg. Oh, he's got his face in his hands. Okay, so the reasons why I liked him. Here's the reasons why I liked him. Okay, and I'm sure you can tell me why you didn't like him. The reasons why I liked him is that I liked the fact that he played a completely different version of Lex Luthor. Now, he might be from a certain story arc or a comic book or whatever. I don't know if he is or not, but I liked the fact that he seemed completely unhinged. I also liked the fact that it seemed to increase as the film went on, which suggested that his... what's the word I'm looking for here? His absorption of the alien technology and information basically was melting his brain, because again, he is only a measly humanoid. He's probably not meant to have that sort of, maybe that knowledge or that, be able to absorb the knowledge in that way, because obviously he got a lot of information very quickly in the ship, right? Mm-hmm. And he's in this pool inside the ship that gives life to, well, gives life to a monster. It could be anything. You know, he's cut himself, so what's absorbed into there? I mean, apart from just general cross-contamination purposes, you know, look at your health and hygiene, COSH handling folder. You've got that, but you've got all this information being presumably fed into his mind. He must have basically linked up with the computer and crammed a whole bunch of info into his head, and that's why he seemed like he was losing it. But I also think that people say it's not like the Lex Luthor, you know, we know, and he's not, because Lex Luthor was meant to be sort of kind of cool and pretty chill and really knowledgeable of all things, with a kind of an agenda that you'd agree with to a point. Because if there was a god in our midst, I would feel better if there was an army to take him out, in case he decided that one day, you know what, I'm going to be an actual god as opposed to one in name only. So I think Jesse being unhinged was really good, and the fact is he's not Lex Luthor, he's Lex Luthor Jr., and they made a point of that in the film. He wasn't meant.
It was his dad's company.
It was his dad's company.
But was his dad Lex Luthor?
Yes, Alexander Luthor.
Right, okay.
So
I missed that point.
I presume he would just get called Lex as well. Now, I just watched the other edition recently, the other night there, but I'm just talking about the same scenes. He talks about his dad continuously through it, how his dad was a bad man, obviously probably beat the shit out of him, did whatever else to him, and trying to live up to his dad's name and having a company. I think the character is meant to be, I don't know how old Jesse Eisenberg is, he's probably 30-ish, but he was probably meant to be young like mid-20s, maybe younger than that.
Possibly, yeah.
He's got a playing age of probably 20 to 30, right? So he's probably meant to be on the younger side, especially with the foppish hair. So I think you're looking at, you know, the son of Lex Luthor, so that later on down the line you can bring the father in, and then you've got someone for him to play off of. You know, he seems like a bit of a basket case.
Is the father not dead though?
Did we see him die? Did anyone say he was dead?
I can't remember.
Well, the answer to that is no.
Johnny's decided.
But even if he was he died in a plane crash, well, do you know what? It's a comic book, so no. He didn't die. They could bring him back at any time. And I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in Bryan Cranston. Whoa, that did something weird there.
It's okay. We're still good.
We're still good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just being funny with my technologies. So that's the reasons I liked him. Because he was different, I found the character very watchable. I've not seen a whole bunch of his films, so I don't know if he does that all the time. Like the Jolly Rancher bit was just weird. He was just weird, but I liked it. And I think it worked.
Oh.
So go for it, man.
No, you've kind of touched on what I would say is the fact he's good. And in films like Now You See Me and Zombieland, he works like that, sort of the fast-talking, smooth character. You know, Social Network, I think he's brilliant in that.
Never seen it.
But,
well,
if you've seen his performance in Batman vs Superman, you've pretty much seen his performance in The Social Network.
Oh, good, because I like it, so I could watch 2 hours of that.
Yeah, probably. And yeah, it is good, it's enjoyable. It's just, again, what you said earlier, to me, it's not Lex Luthor. It's not the person who could face up to Superman or Batman, because he's, like you say, he's cool, calm, collected. He knows what he's wanting. He knows how to play people. And similar to Batman, like you said, when he discovers like Superman, he looks for ways to defeat him. He looks for he has a backup plan, and that's the first thing Batman does when he meets people in the street. Is he suddenly works out how to take them out if need be.
Sure.
So, but that's so for me. I wouldn't agree with Jesse Eisenberg being a highlight. He was one of the first things I said when I came out of the cinema was, didn't like the way he played Lex Luthor, and I really want to see him play something differently. I do want to see that, because you don't want to be typecast. You don't want to just become that guy who can do the fast talker, you know?
No, that's true, and I suppose someone that really suffered from that was Vince Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Vince Vaughn was really enjoyable to start with, and then it was just kind of, it's Vince Vaughn in this situation, and it's just too...
And his partner in crime, Owen Wilson,
too much of the fast talk. Yeah.
Or Luke Wilson. Which one was it? Owen?
Owen? I'm not sure.
I think it was.
I think it's Owen Wilson. Interestingly enough, going back to Vince Vaughn, if you watch The Cell, you seen The Cell with Jennifer Lopez?
No, because it's got Jennifer Lopez.
Well, okay.
Not dying at the start.
Okay, so it's actually really very good. Now, I'm not just saying that there's a difference between me enjoying a film and me knowing it's a good film. And bearing in mind I've not watched it for maybe 10 years, but I remember I've watched it several times, and it is actually quite a good film. She's quite good in it, and so is he. He's not Vince Vaughn in that. He's a different character.
That's interesting.
I think it's worth a watch just to see both of them giving a really good performance. And the villain, it's quite weird. I mean, the special effects might not hold up now. I don't know, but they might have done, because they were really good at the time. So I think that's worth a wee cheeky watch. The Cell. Don't be put off because Jennifer Lopez is in it. It's not a film that was made and cast because she's a star. It was a film that was made that could have had. If they remade it now, I would put Scarlett Johansson in it.
You'd put Scarlett Johansson in anything.
Yes, I would. I'd put anything in Scarlett Johansson, actually. Oh, amazing banter, so witty. So, okay, we're split on Jesse Eisenberg being a thing. Like I said, I've probably not seen enough films of his, and I just enjoyed the shit out of his portrayal. But you saying that he's typecast, well, they obviously wanted this style of Lex Luthor.
Did they?
For this.
Or did they bring him in to give him a challenge, and he said, "I'll play it like this," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
I find that hard to believe.
I don't know.
I don't think with Ben Affleck on set, if he had a little bit of creative, as far as I know, to the film, that he would have let Jesse Eisenberg play it differently for how he was meant to play it. And also, I don't see him being able to play it as a straight man in the film, from the motivations and
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But then that might just come back to, again, tried to do too much in one film. they tried to get the whole Doomsday story in there as well.
Okay. Well, so let's get into this just in a second. I think Jesse Eisenberg has set up his Lex Luthor so that the real Lex Luthor can come in later on, who I would not be surprised if it was Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
He was rumoured to be him, and now he's Zordon. But if they brought him in down the line, you would go with that, and I could believe that Walter White could take on the Batfleck. Would be intelligent enough, and can you imagine him just chewing out Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, his son? You know, just shouting at him and being absolutely horrible, degrading him, because that's seems to be what he was alluding to. But okay, you bring up Doomsday, right? Was this the thing that you were on about earlier? Is this the big problem you've got with the film? Or
Well, it's just my whole problem with the film is the putting, like I was saying before, too much into one film.
Yep.
So you've got the. For me, if it's called Batman versus Superman, it should be building up to Batman versus Superman and why Superman and Batman have a fight beyond misunderstanding each other.
Excuse me.
That's right. It should be about that. So yeah, okay, they put in the tagline "Dawn of Justice," gave them carte blanche to do what they want, really. But I just felt Doomsday was just too much in it. I just. By that point, I was starting to get bored with the destruction.
Okay. From a standpoint of if I was discussing the film before it had come out, and if I was going to choose to put Doomsday in it, I definitely wouldn't have put him in it. Not at all. And I definitely wouldn't have had the "Is she with you? I thought she was with you" line. That was... Because they made the film, we're living in this reality. Whoever put that out as the marketing should have got fired. That was bad. But anyway, so if we're discussing are we going to put Doomsday in the film, no, you don't need Doomsday in a film that has Batman versus Superman fighting. You know, and maybe what I would have done is had them introduced to different parts of the future Justice League. And then they kind of help bring them together and help make them see sense, as opposed to having Doomsday an extra big villain. And for all intents and purposes, for someone that doesn't know the comic books, they'll be like, "Who's this weird ass big mutant thing attacking Superman?" Doomsday demanded more respect than that, and I think it's a bit of a pisser to have to build a team and then resurrect Superman as well, because then you're going to lose out on having the possible 4 other Superman versions. You know?
Yeah.
So I think I wouldn't have done the Doomsday thing if I'd been in the production meetings prior to that. However, it did happen, and you know what? I did enjoy the hell out of the fight.
It was fun, but it was just, like I say, just a bit much.
It was a bit much, and ideally I wouldn't have included it in the film. And the thing with the film for me is I've tried to not fantasy book it too much for most films now, because I find I just got upset watching too many films. Because if you're really into a certain type of product, you're probably never going to be happy if you always fantasy book it. But then there are little bits, so I kind of try and look at things that are in the film that you could change without changing the film drastically. But I totally agree with you. I would not have chosen to put Doomsday in it. I would have rather they either sort it out themselves, or the Justice League, they met them along the way and they interfered with the fight, you know. And you could have had Aquaman and the Flash kind of trying to chill out Superman, and then Cyborg and Wonder Woman, and then that way it is more the Dawn of Justice, because Dawn of Justice should be more than 3 people. If there's a potential 7, usually it's 7 or 8.
Yeah, it depends on the lineup.
If they have Martian Manhunter in it and such. But the things that bother me about the film that you could change quite easily, I think it's a really small bit, and I don't know if anyone will have noticed it. Right, and I want to see if you noticed it. After Batman has fought Superman, and then we get the Martha bit, and we find out, oh, your mom's the same name as my mom. That's totally cool, bro. We should like bench together. I'll go save your mom's. So Batman takes off in his Iron Batman roided up machine outfit, right? Jumps in the bat plane, the bat wing.
Could be the Batwing.
Is it the Batwing?
I can't remember.
Let's just call it the Batwing, right? Jumps in the Batwing, and then he's in his regular Batman suit. So are we to believe that he was wearing that underneath it the whole time? And if in fact that is the case, which is totally plausible, did he then put the cape on? Because you couldn't have the cape underneath, right?
That'd be quite, it'd be restrictive.
So it's almost like they filmed that scene and then went, oh, when are we going to have that? We'll just put that after this fight. Yeah, that's kind of weird, because he's wearing a completely different outfit that doesn't allow for a cape to fit inside the frickin' outfit. So that really pissed me off. How I would have fixed it, all would have taken, and I was hoping in the special extra cut version, you'd have had him going to the bat plane, like clicking off parts of the armour, falling off on the ground, badass, like he's got his Batman stuff underneath, and then he fires on a cape and the cowl, and then jumps in. And I think that would just solve that that part, because it's weird. And also, why would he even take it off? I mean, did he go, do you know what? I'm going to go save Martha for my best friend Soups, but I really want to do it ninja style. And I just feel like if I go in there with this outfit on, I'm just going to smash everyone real quick. It'll be too easy and not dramatic enough. And it'll be kind of like, I don't know, just Veronica from Avengers.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just fucking ploughing through a whole bunch of noobs. Like, there was no need for him to take the outfit off really in the first place, unless, of course, you saw something about it malfunctioning. So,
was it battered by Superman?
well, it was, but I mean, he was still fighting Superman in it, so I dare say he could have taken out 17 noobs with a couple of roided up metal armour Batman rockets or whatever, So I would have rather they either changed the suit just to show that the suit was damaged, take the suit off, and show that he's got the other gimmick on underneath, or that he just goes there and ploughs through them as Robot Batman. So that was a little thing that really pissed me off.
So you believed about the superpowered aliens, the Wonder Woman, all that sort of stuff, but when his cape appeared out of nowhere, that was it. Film was unbelievable.
But you've set a universe up, and in the universe there's metahumans, and there's magic, and there's all these other things. But what there is not is capes that fit inside fucking metal armor suits, and you can't just change. You just can't just change your outfit like I don't know what like. There's nothing I can think of that can do that without there being a decent reason, or it be a special power. So that people say to me, well, it's not real because there's a guy who can fly in it. It's like, yeah, but it's real within the terms of the movie. Yeah. So it's like, we take a guy that can fly, add him into the podcast, he's got that power. That still doesn't mean I can defeat the laws of physics or gravity or anything else myself. Clothing.
I've got a rain jacket where the hood is in a buttoned up bit of the collar.
Okay.
So maybe he's just pulls a wee drawstring and boom, out it comes like a parachute.
Do you know what? They should have showed that.
Yeah, maybe.
They should have showed that. That would make me much happier about the film. So I left the cinema worrying about this. Right? What else annoyed me? There's a couple other things. Right. I can't think of the dream sequence you mentioned. Mm-hmm. There's a rule, and I don't know who said it, but they're definitely right, that you never do a dream within a dream. And it's just bullshit.
I just thought it was all one dream, though.
Well, it's not, because he wakes up. So, just to recap, Bruce Wayne is sitting at his computer decrypting the files he stole from Lex, right? Mm-hmm. And he falls asleep and he wakes up in this dream, in this, the alternate world? What's it called?
Just the Injustice world or whatever.
He wakes up in the Injustice world, which has the Omega symbol and all this kind of crazy shit going on, right? It's like this barren wasteland. So he's in that, and then he comes face to face with Superman, who is, well, he seems like he's evil, but it's just a point of view. Yeah. So Superman, what does he do? He reaches into his chest or something, rips his heart out.
I
presumably.
think he puts his hand through his chest, which is reference to the whole catalyst for Injustice.
Oh right, okay.
Because in Injustice, Joker convinces Superman that he's wrestling with Doomsday. Yeah, is it Doomsday? And so Superman just grabs him, flies up into space. But it wasn't Doomsday, it was Lois, and she was pregnant with Superman's kid. So Batman grabs the Joker and tries to get him away from...
You're not allowed to give spoilers to me, motherfucker! Shit, I could have read that!
This is issue number 1. You get it in like 4 pages. So, would you like me to continue?
Yes, go for it.
So,
You've done it now.
Batman's trying to protect the Joker from Superman. And Superman eventually gets him, throws Batman aside, and just puts his hand right through the Joker's chest and kills the Joker. And then he turns around and he's like, basically, I've had enough. I'm going to police the world. This is never going to happen again. And it's the whole... So it's Superman's regime. He starts to rule the world, basically. The powers are useless against him. All the presidents and whatever else is,
Holy
Kardashians
shit.
and that, they're all useless against him now, so...
Not Chloe.
Even Chloe.
Even Chloe?
Probably.
Motherfucker.
He'd probably be scared to try, but...
Chloe's hot now.
Is she?
Yeah, she's hot now.
Okay.
She's the hot one now.
Right.
Kim's the fat one. Yeah, I said it. She's the fat one. Right, so they've got that.
Mm-hmm.
All that awesomeness just happened, right? Didn't really happen in the movie, but that's the mind
reference,
space.
I think. So that's when he done that to Batfleck. That's what I thought was happening.
Okay. Batfleck wakes up to the Flash,
That's right. So
who looked like a Mexican. He had like this little porno tash in it.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
And I didn't understand why. I was like, who's the dude with the porno tash? I didn't understand it was the Flash for ages.
Was that meant to represent him from the future or something like that? So he'd grown up a bit. And got pubes?
I think he probably had stubble all over his face, but all the other stuff that was going on you couldn't see. All I saw was what looked like a guy with a porno tash shouting at Batfleck, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then he wakes up again. So it was a dream within a dream, and that's bullshit.
Okay.
You just do one dream sequence.
It worked for Inception. They took it even further. They done a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream.
That was the premise of the film, though.
Yeah, well, it breaks the rule and it works.
Mm.
Picking and choosing where you're applying this rule here.
Oh, this is them's fighting words. That's the premise of the dream. Like Ben Affleck has a dream about a dream without it being created by anything else. Or without anyone forcing him to go deeper, is what I mean is the problem. You can go deeper into dreams if you have the ability to control dreams, like they do in Inception, you can go deeper into dreams. I mean, obviously that makes sense, right? So that annoyed me. And then, what do you think of Martha?
I only remember her name, really.
No, but in terms of what do you think of the whole like...
Your mum's called Martha, that's amazing, so's mine, let's be friends thing.
Yeah.
That was lame.
So lame.
Such...
How does he not kill him in the comic book? Because clearly he didn't kill him in the comic book, so what stops Batman there? And maybe that could have been the finish.
Batman's got... Do you want to know what happens in the comic book?
Yes, go for it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Right, so going back to Dark Knight Returns, they have their punch up. Batman beats Superman and says to him the whole line of "Remember this moment. This is the moment I beat you," kind of thing.
Yep.
All that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Batman is old. He's been retired for years. He's 50 plus. His heart can't take it. He has a heart attack.
Holy shit! Spoilers. I know it's okay. It's fine. But
you said.
I know. I instantly regret it.
Hey, so he had a heart attack. He gets buried, and then
he died.
Well, he gets buried, and as Superman's going away, he hears his heart starting again. And he's like, and he knows what's going on. And underneath, Batman's new Bat followers have dug under his grave and pulled him out, and he's just faked his death. And that's how their fight finishes. So, yeah, John is being rendered incapable right now, which is quite funny.
Oh, why did I stop reading comic books? Every time you tell me to read this comic book, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to read it, and I never get round to it.
Even watch the film. It's like £14 on Amazon for parts 1 and 2.
Wait, whoa.
Animated film.
Yeah, I know, but wait a second here. So when I say no spoilers from now on,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to comic, if I say I don't care about spoilers when it comes to comic books, if there's something I can watch that I don't have to read,
Mm-hmm.
then tell me about that, because I would have watched that for sure, because I'm lazy and I like to watch stuff and play on my phone at the same time, so I can't read it.
I'll send you a list. DC do the animated movies better.
Yeah,
much better.
I think they probably do.
Yeah,
from what I've heard.
There's a couple of good Marvel ones, Ultimate Avengers and Ultimate Avengers 2. And then the ones that kind of centre around that, like Iron Man and stuff, they're decent, but the DC ones are the best.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's not really going to work for the film, is it?
No.
Unless Diana went and flushed him out. But Batfleck wouldn't have just faked his own death for that. He wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
So how would you solve that?
Just get rid of the whole Martha storyline and let them beat shit at each other.
See, I kind of think him seeing Lois and Lois saying, "Please don't hurt him," maybe that would be enough for him to go, well, why is this person, why do you care about him? You know? Maybe...
Batman's more thinking, you're a weakness, I can use this.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, I think they kind of backed themselves in a corner with how to solve it.
Which comes back to cramming too much into it. Film.
Yeah, that's fair. Which is why I would have went with the easier option of having the other members of the team try and stop them. Which would have been pretty sweet to see, Batman versus Aquaman just there.
Wait a minute, your mum's called Aqua Martha?
Aqua Martha? We're best friends, bro! Aqua Martha, that's the best. I don't know, maybe I'm swapping Doomsday for the Justice League then, am I? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, Doomsday would have had the potential to need the entire Justice League, who had been dysfunctional up to that point, to suddenly come together as a team to beat him. There's one film in
itself.
Which it actually is. I think it's actually Darkseid for the latest Justice League animated film and Justice League comic series.
Right, okay.
The latest version of it from the New 52, if I remember rightly, is the individual members are quite dysfunctional. They try taking down Darkseid and his army individually, doing their own thing, showboating, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they eventually do the whole cliched come together as a team and
kick his ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that seems like what they're going to do for Justice League. I don't think they're going to have Darkseid in Justice League, like the next one, straight away. I think they'll have someone else in it. But real quick, I want to talk about, because we're going on an hour here, and I think you probably will get a call soon from the wife, right?
Nah, she's asleep.
Is she asleep?
Oh,
so I've got you all night. Hey. So, oh yes. So I've got. I watched the Ultimate Edition. Right, and I can't remember how long the film was. Was it 2:30, 2:20?
It was quite long.
Right. Well, it's 3 hours. Right. And I didn't feel that the 3 hours was long. I never felt the 2.5 hour film was long either, because it was a lot of story.
Yeah.
So yeah, could they have made it less? Yeah, but I really enjoyed the film as much as there was those points that I didn't like about it, and the points I didn't like is Martha, his suit, and the dream sequence. But people talked about the film, the original version, like jumping around too much and not being easy to follow, or not having what's the word I'm looking for? A good pacing to it. Right. But I never thought that. What's that?
I'm just going to tile it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep on talking, and then you're going to have to just figure out what I said. You just listen from there. So I felt that the film had good. It didn't have a problem with pacing actually, and when I watched the special edition version, there was not really a change in the pacing, and there were a few extra scenes, but I don't think it explained anything. It explained some things a little bit more, but I don't think they really needed to be explained anymore. I didn't find it hard to follow. So did I enjoy the 3 hour version? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely. But I didn't feel like I was missing those parts from the original. And I heard a lot of reviews about how this was so much better and made the film make so much more sense, and it was easier to relate to and easier to follow. And I just don't see what the problem was. I don't see what the problem was for following the film in the first place, and I don't see what what big difference it made. It was just longer, which I enjoyed. Did you get some of that?
Yeah.
So basically what I'm saying is the 3-hour version is 30 minutes longer than the 2.5-hour version. And that's it. There's no change to pacing. I don't feel like there's nothing that was... Of course they explained some things more, but it's not like they needed explained, particularly. So I didn't really feel like it... A lot of people who'd seen the Ultimate Edition had said that it made a massive difference. And... You've not seen it, but did you find the film hard to follow, or think it jumped around?
I found it
around a lot, or the pacing was off, or
sometimes I did. Sometimes I found it would quickly jump to things. I can't think of specific examples, which bugs me. My biggest gripe actually with the film was not the film's fault, though.
Okay,
it was just there was the jumping around, which was sometimes hard to keep up with. But it was.
I thought that was designed to make the contrast between Gotham and Metropolis and Batman and Superman, so that it didn't really jump around so much as it had two very different kind of ways of filming it in two different landscapes.
Yeah,
Sorry, continue.
No. My gripe was it was my first time watching a film in IMAX 3D, and I did not enjoy it.
I've seen a couple of films. Is that with the glasses and all this shit? I can't stand 3D.
No.
I would pay extra to not watch in 3D. I'm glad they don't make you pay extra for it. So I'm like, I don't have to pay extra for watching that? Great, because I fucking hate it. But what was the problem with it from the 3D perspective?
For me, I mean, again, it's nothing to do with the actual film, but for me, the 3D thing was it forced you where to look. You know, so it would force you to look at this person who was out of the screen, and everything else would be blurry, so you couldn't look around and sort of...
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that much.
I can't. That was your mistake, though. You should have went to see 3D because 3D sucks balls.
Yeah, I know that now.
Like not in the good way, in the bad way.
Yeah, it doesn't cup them as well.
Not you don't get the cup and you don't get the tenderness that you want. Yeah. So, a lot of shows do like a rating system for films. So why don't we do one? Just for the hell of it, okay?
Okay.
Out of 10, 10 being the best, and it's kind of tough because this is the first one we're doing, so we might have to take it down later because we might over spunk the load, you know.
Will I review them all at some point?
We'll have to do a review at some point of the
reviews
or a re-review of the film. But for me, I enjoyed. I thought all the actors were very good for what they were doing. I thought visually it was stunning. I didn't find any of the pacing problems or anything like that. There's a couple of little gripes from me, but I think actually, is that just OCD coming in there? I don't know, possibly. I don't know.
They'll lose points for the cape thing, though, right?
Oh, fuck yeah, definitely, yeah. The Marth thing was kind of stupid, but overall, I enjoyed the shit out of the film. I've seen it 3 times this year already. I saw it twice at the cinema. I know, I went back to the cinema to watch it again because I liked it so much. And I would say I enjoyed it more than Deadpool easily. Yeah, I know, he's giving me the funny eyes. Do you know what? Fuck Deadpool. I said it. Fuck Deadpool.
Oh, guess what we're talking about next time.
Deadpool could suck a dick with a fucking unicorn up his ass.
He probably would as well.
And he would, and he'd enjoy it. And that would be cool. Because I'm fine with anyone and their persuasions and their fetishes. But, so that's not really a punishment for him. So he can not do that and not have a... Anyway. I enjoyed it better than Deadpool.
Ouch.
Yeah. So we'll probably do Deadpool next. And I'm going to have to talk about that film. So I'm going to give Batman vs Superman, I'm going to give it 10 being perfect, which is really hard to do. Just from my enjoyment, I'm going to give it an 8.
See, like 10 would be like
10 would be the
Transformers the movie, the original animated movie. That's a 10.
Is that a 10 for you?
That's a childhood thing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
For me, for the reasons...
I'm going to give it a 7.5. 7.5.
Oh, you've just seen
down a bit. No, because, right?
Because of the cape.
Because of the cape, yeah. Because of Martha. But also because I wouldn't even give like my favorite. I don't think there is a film that can get a 10 out there.
Not even Avatar.
I'm not quite sure if you're joking or not. I think he's joking. I've never seen it. I've seen some of it.
It was good.
It was kind of bullshit.
It is good.
And had that guy in it that they were pushing down people's throats that's just disappeared now. What was his name? Something Worthington? Sam Worthington?
Sam Worthington.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of
sucks balls.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm going to give it I'll swither between 7.5 and 8. What are you giving it?
I was going to go with 7. 7 out of 10 for it, yeah. For the reasons we talked about before.
Okay, I'll go a firm 8 then. I'll go a firm 8.
A nice juicy 8.
Yeah.
That's fine. Because they could have done better, but they also could have done less. They could have made
those
more.
Both sound like negatives there. I think wasn't really a contrast.
That's why. Oh well, okay, I'll take the butt out then. Okay, could have done better and could have done less.
Okay,
that's why I would give it a 7.
Okay, I'm happy with the size of it. Certainly,
We're still talking about the film.
As long as she is, that's the main thing. So you've got a 7. I've got an 8. There's only 2 of us here. Out of 20, that's 15.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that's fresh on the banana meter. I don't know. It should be a banana meter. I like that.
You want a banana meter?
Yeah, because it's phallic.
You can maybe get Baz to design one.
I probably could. Hopefully I'll be able to get Barry on to talk about veganism and, probably comic books and stuff like that as well, because he likes especially Transformers.
Everyone needs to talk about comic books.
Yeah, they do. So, I want to thank David for coming along. I'm sure at some point we'll insert some Twitter handles and Instagram stuff and blah blah blah. I will also do the same. But right now, if you're on this and listening to it on they'll be listening to it on iTunes or it'll be SoundCloud. How does that work?
Either or.
Yeah,
you can go to both.
Okay, that's cool. So you can go to iTunes, SoundCloud, and I'm going to put it on Podcast 1, or should I say, David's going to put it on Podcast 1 for y'all at some point after I fuck it up and have a massive tantrum about it. So that's where you can catch us in a semi-regular, non-regular basis together, but I'm going to obviously talk shit most weeks, probably multiple times a week. And the next one we're going to do, I think we need to do Deadpool, because I think the challenge
even if it's only
down.
5 minutes, we've got to do Deadpool.
No, we can do Deadpool, and I don't ever talk for just 5 minutes.
There's your homework for the next one. Deadpool. Watch it.
Go watch Deadpool, and make sure you always download this stuff and give it a like, and throw in some comments there, because I want to know what you guys are thinking. We want to know what you guys are thinking. Who do you agree with? Do you agree with the Buff Geek, or do you agree with David that Jesse Eisenberg was good in his role or bad? Let us know. Let us know if maybe you thought Wonder Woman sucked. Let us know. Okay, I'm going to catch you guys soon. I'm going to sign off with the Alpha Fitness one. #AYG.